We are Frankie and Tommy. The previous episode highlights start innocent, then dress a grown man like a dune buggy stripper.
I was gonna say it looks like your buggy.
To the T, even the little fucking side windows. You know, the crazy part is the AI version of me gets in and out of that fucker a lot easier than the real me.
AI John gets out smooth. Real John needs the door open, one knee promise, and everyone pretending not to watch.
Well, and it was not lost upon me. Jimmy put you in the short shorts, too.
Jimmy didn't give him shorts. Jimmy gave his thighs a public relations crisis.
Yeah, I don't pay too much attention to what I'm wearing because I guess if I'm digging the vehicle, I stay on the vehicle. If I'm throwing the vehicle away, I go to the clothing.
That is guy vision. If the machine looks cool, the outfit can be one HR email away.
That looks like I've seen some clips on Instagram and I've seen your shit over the years together here. I haven't really had a chance to talk to you about it. That looks like a fucking fun vehicle to drive. Like just point blank period. Like just period.
Keith saw that buggy and mentally canceled bills, meetings, and back pain.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the thing, the shorts or the longer version of what they have me.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Or they're just riding up because you're nice.
I know they could put me in the pecker shorts. I'm good.
Serious.
I'm AI agents. Thank God this is not a human being. Jesus Christ, that's the thing. But the point is that then what happens is now, the phone or the AI or the agent is using us.
Well, so that's
who's using who? Ask yourself a question. Who's using who? This fucking thing has taken me out of the space where I want to exist.
That phone is not a tool anymore. It is a tiny boss with glass skin and no lunch breaks.
So you know what I did? I fucking closed my laptop, went to bed last night.
That is real adulthood. You closed the laptop like you just wrestled a demon with Wi-Fi.
That's exactly it, because I realized that it was getting control of my better wellness. And I was like, no.
How'd that go for you? Just shut it down and I mean, you got me in all seriousness. Who the fuck's going to get in the car when you want to drive backwards?
Backward driving is why passengers suddenly remember they have laundry, taxes, and a fake phone call.
Nobody. You're on your own.
You're fucking awesome, Anderson.
It's like, fuck, man. This was really stressing out about. Come on, you're driving backwards.
You're fucking awesome. I love you so much.
What's a 5K marathon?
A 5K marathon is what cardio becomes after your knee makes one weird noise.
So she did what is it, 2.5 miles? Like a 2.5 mile, like a 5K run. She ran a little marathon, a little mini marathon with Lauren.
Oh, and okay, so I got you. So it was basically the marathon's like a fun title.
Yeah. So like a 5K run. So whatever that would have been, 2.5 or 3 miles, whatever that was, right? So
5K is 2.5 miles.
Yeah. So she did it, Johnny. 37 minutes.
37 minutes while sick is disrespectful. I need 37 minutes to emotionally prepare for stairs.
Yeah, that's good. That's fucking moving.
It is, yeah. So I
for that age, that's good. Fucking really good. Let me know a lot of fucking adults who can't even do that.
Dude, 10 years old doing it. No, I was like, and she got up, she did it, and here's the thing too. She was sick painting, and you had a bunch of different things making along the way. What was minimum wage back in your world back then? Do you recall by any stretch? Like, do you have any memory?
I know what minimum wage was when I ever had a job to receive it.
Well, because when you were painting, you would have had some kind of wage, so it would have worked out to something, right? So whether it would have been $3 or $5 or $10.
You mean what I was paying people?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I would always try to pay in a way where they were fucking stoked to be there.
Pay people enough, and Monday stops feeling like a prison documentary with donuts.
Okay. So
I wasn't the guy going, okay, what's the least I can pay?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, okay, let's pay him this so that he's fucking jacked to show up.
Yes. Minimum wage going up $25 in America, Johnny.
At $25, I'd smile at customers and only judge them internally.
That's what it is, $25.
More than what she had in her mind.
Dude, you didn't make your mom pay for tickets, did you?
Mom money is never free. It arrives wearing love, then charges interest during every holiday dinner.
Oh, I made her pay for $60.
He's one of those fuckers.
No.
I say, Jesus Christ.
Actually, I'll tell you what actually happened. So my mom and dad are the people they even if I say no, they still give me the money.
Yeah.
So I took the money, gave it to Carter. So Carter put gas in the car.
Yeah. And then what you do is you don't put your hand out. Say, give it to Carter.
Talking about, like, you know anything about this?
This is like lumberjack competition.
Yeah. Have you tried this before?
No. Why the fuck would I want to try that? I get up and I take a piss. I'm like, fuck, man. What are we waiting for here?
Yes. Yeah. And yeah.
It starts to fucking come out, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what? It feels like somebody's fucking got a pinch on me, but I'm not even touching the goddamn thing. And so what it is that prostate enlarged. This is pretty common.
That line made every guy over 40 pause the clip and audit his last bathroom trip.
Yeah. Well, and as we know, they discovered the erection drug because when the guy's talking when's the best time to have sex, and from this doctor's perspective, it's morning sex. And it's truth to that.
That's a quickie at best.
Yeah. Well,
my situations are well planned with blocks of time. Looking for broken, I think what I'm seeing is conflicted.
That's a better term. Thank you. That's a much better term. So Dan, yes, that would be the term that I'd want to use. Conflicted instead of broken. You're right. Broken means you're busted. I sense there's a strong conflict for him. Right.
And I'm sure Lauren would be happy to take part in this.
Yes.
We'll just get you one of those fucking collars that they give mean dogs. And every time you get a flaccid cock, she's just gonna fucking zap you right around the neck. Shot collar.
Oh, we're talking collars now in the bedroom. Are we talking? You're talking zapping collars.
Yeah, we're talking electric zapping. The ones that will take a big attacking dog and sit him on stuff that we talk about that supersedes it.
Yeah.
And for some reason today,
yes,
I didn't have the first fucking clue what I was going to talk about until you said lifestyle. I looked up. I'm like, oh fuck. You got like 30 seconds to prepare for this. And then something you said about blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But that was like probably the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Impulsive, where you just boom, just have to go. Like that was the most impulsive tip I think I've ever done on the show ever.
That's your skill, man. Cutting promos on them, because I don't see you on the court throwing all the extra balls like I am. Like I don't see you in the lab for 13 hours a day like I am. I don't see you like
real quick, just so I'm understanding this exactly. Yeah. On which court do you throw balls?
Well, I'm talking like the basketball court. They just toss the ball.
Wouldn't that be a shot?
Yes, sure. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Just wanted to make sure you weren't talking about a game that I wasn't figuring out here.
You're a fucker. Or why aren't you on the ice?
You throw lots of balls on a field.
Okay, so why aren't you on the ice shooting more pucks like I am? But I know what you're saying.
That Big Brothers get more gay every week. Even like the walk. I mean, it's like I don't know if they're trying or that's just the way that even AI knows it.
To be a BA, just fucking have a good set of sex and then your penis is done. You're done. That's it.
Well, but I figure like this, it's in his programming.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if because think about how bad we wanted to have sex when we were young. At 18 and 19, I might have thought my mission was exactly what the bee was, but all I had was a pile of kittens, Anderson. So I had to get some elastic bands. We got to get that fucking guy on the show.
That is the closer. One insane sentence appears. John recruits like the circus needs depth, and the full show is up next.
Today we are getting into a topic so spicy, your browser history just sat up straight and said, oh hell no, I'm not testifying. It's No Safe Words with Briana Bass. And we're asking the uncomfortable question. Why are so many men afraid to be filthy with their own wife? Only on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Oh, hey, are you ready for this one? I'm excited about this one, baby. Yes, a lot of men think that they're being noble. Oh, I love you, wifey. I want to make love to you, wifey. I love making love to you, wife. What? What? But sometimes, well, we're talking about it, the Madonna-Whore syndrome. Yes. Why? You are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. On an X-rated, R-rated experience this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Briana Bass, No Safe Words, joining myself and John straight into the part of marriage most people whisper about, avoid, or lie about on podcasts with better lighting and a bunch of editing. Yes, we're going to have a respectful, clean, very honest, awesome conversation this morning with Briana Bass coming up in a little bit. But before we do that, you guys know how it goes. Which camera should I pick through today? This one? This one? Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, entertaining content, and motivating conversation for the generation we call X. This is your daily post for accountability, some laughs, some uncomfortable truths, some better conversations, and the occasional topic. Yeah, like today's. That makes the YouTube algorithm knock on the door and ask, is everybody good in here? Hey, coming up, if you guys got a question for Briana, Jimmy, let's put the phone number on the screen, 431-300-3005. We'll get you connected with the ultimate clinical sexologist, our very own. Jimmy, we own her. Don't tell her. Briana Bass joining us this morning, excited about that one. So, hey, if you guys got a question, you got a text, you want to leave a voicemail, send it to me right now, 431-300-3005, and we'll get to it with Briana. We're talking why you are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. And yes, we're going to have a respectful conversation. True story, yes. And hey, coming up at the bottom of the first hour, we got a dude here who's like, you know what, government? Yep. Hey, government. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm facing 40 years in prison? Yes, coming up, Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai, Syrian-born psychiatrist. Hey, Petro, ears up on this one, brother. Built a major practice in Pennsylvania, and then he found himself indicted for Medicare fraud, despite saying his work saved the government millions. We're going to have a fun conversation coming up. We're going to ask some tough ones. Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai, 40 years in prison. He's like, the hell with that one. He's now suing the government coming up. Hey, what's up there? CRNE Papuko. That's how I'm going to call it. So coming up at the bottom of the hour, Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai. And hey, maybe he wants to stick around hanging out with Keith and John and Briana talking about why you're too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. Yes, that's a big show coming up here today. And hey, what else do we got on the table today? We got a few. Jess of the Yule is here. Good morning, Jess of the Yule. And I know who's out there as well. The man of the Cinco de Mayo man, Matt Roof. Yeah, Matt Roof's out there on the road this morning. Hey, Roofy, good job on the show, man. Good job on the mobile show here today. Yes, that's going to be a good so that's Matty Roof here. Hey, and then, hey, what else do we got on the table here today? I got a few things. So I'm up here in Canada. I am up here in Canada. And there's a province. Hey, so my American friends, we call them provinces. Yeah, they're not states. We call them provinces. Yeah. And there's one over there, a couple provinces over, that's like, hey, There's 300,000 of us that want to come join the United States of America. Interesting. I'm going to put that topic on the table this morning, as well as, hey, Kai, Meme, I'm going to talk to you right now. I'm not talking to Jimmy. You remember when Jimmy was away for a while? And we thought he went to Japan to go plug some holes? Well, guys, I found some video of a famous nudist resort. And I may have spotted Jimmy on the beach. So we're going to drop that one coming up on later on the show here today. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this whole conversation. Yeah, nudist beach, stuff going sideways, and producer Jimmy may have been there all the whole time. True story. Sully, what's going on, brother? Good to see you there this morning. And hey, what's going on with the aging situation at the Met Gala? I got to lean into a little bit of current events this morning as well. Bad Bunny. Yep, Bad Bunny. Heads on over to the gala last night and ages himself to 85 years old. Speaking of 85, do you guys know Sammy Hagar is 78 years old? Have you heard him screaming the tunes lately? Dude, that guy sounds like he's 38 years old. What is it with aging rockers these days? Oh my goodness, Holroyd, what a shaking Holroyd. Like Sammy Hagar is looking awesome and sounding even better. 78 years old. So guys, you know what that tells you? The handsome chief's going to be sticking around for a while. Oh yeah. I figured if Hagar can get on stage at 78 and Robert Plant and Iggy Pop with the gut out, dude, you guys have no idea what's coming on the big morning show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're gonna keep the fun going for a number of years, I suspect. Yes, we are. Hey, okay, what? Looking at my comments. Yeah. Oh, and there's some dude in Memphis. No, his name's not Jimmy. No, there's some dude in Memphis that's, Sullivan, Kai, get the Rick Sullivan. Sullivan, Kai, please get the Rick Springfield clip that I put into X on Friday. Speaking of Sullivan's comment, I got to put this one up with when Johnny comes up here, man. I found a clip with Rick Springfield on stage doing a performance on the weekend, and I don't even know what to say. I thought that Sullivan, the guy looks like he's 30 years old still, singing the same song, rocking the same way. The guy looks unbelievable. Maybe he's taking peptides from Johnny. I don't know. But Kai, if you can find that clip for us, Kai, Jimmy, that'd be great because I want to show that to Nation. It is awesome, man. I was like, holy shit. And he sounds unbelievable too because he's singing a little bit of, I'm a Jesse's girl. Do-do-do, do-do. I'm a Jesse's girl. Do-do-do, do-do. You guys know that song. Yeah. The funny thing was, I think he only had one song, Sullivan. I think he's built an entire career on the one song itself. I think that's what it was. So we're going to tease a little bit of that, actually. And hey, Jimmy, I missed your note this morning. How's my little girl, Brooks? Brookie is doing great, actually. She went to school yesterday late afternoon. She was feeling under the weather yesterday. She went to school last night. She had a play last night. She's feeling better. And back at it, man. Just the little sniffles through life, as we call them. What else do we got on the table here today? So yes, there's that dude in Memphis. Well, you know what? Let's just get the show on the road. Let's just get the show on the road. How do we say it? Hey, which camera? Should we go to camera 1? Camera 2? Camera 3? Because it's going to go like this. Good morning, Spartacus. The morning loop, it starts, Jimmy, right now.
Good morning, Nation. Yesterday didn't go exactly as planned. The guest didn't show up, and we respect it. That's how live morning show runs. You can't rehearse the part where the plan disappears. And as expected, the community showed up fast. They hit the comments like somebody passed out pre-workout.
Honestly, they didn't just watch the show. They helped drive the thing while we held the steering wheel.
Today, Briana's here. So now the room has extra spark, extra rhythm, and probably fewer excuses.
Exactly. Briana brings the kind of energy that makes John look organized, which is impressive science.
Nation, eyes open. We don't know what comes up today, but we're starting the morning loop.
What the hell was that? What was that sound effect going on there? I never heard anything like that before. What was that? Certainly not Mornings in the Lab music, I would say. It sounded like something I never heard before. Yeah. Hey, you guys remember WKRP? It's actually real. Coming up, yeah, WKRP is real now. Iconic fictional Cincinnati radio call letters finally go live after 48 years in Cincinnati. That's quite interesting, actually. So, and hey, Kai, so I dropped some stuff in current events this morning, and I don't I don't see them here. I don't see the Memphis guy. And if you can drop me some notes, that'd be helpful. I don't see the Memphis guy. I don't see a few of my clips here that I dropped over on X for you. If you can throw them into Notion so I got some things to speak to, that'd be great. Spartacus, what is shaking, my brother? How are you this morning? Welcome back to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, Spartacus, why you are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife? We're having that conversation with Briana Bass coming up, second hour. Myself and Briana. Hey, there's Rick Springfield. I see him there hanging out in the clips. We're going to bring him up when Johnny's here today. Hey, guys, if you haven't checked into the show yet, you can do that. Mornings.live. Head on over to the check into the show. Build your streak. Mornings.live will get you checked in and build your streak. If you're looking for a free accountability partner to help you get up, get your day with momentum, join a positive, inspiring community of great conversations, you can head over to mornings.live. And while you're there, you can head on over to the snooze tracker. Because if you listen, guys, you know I beat this drum to death. I beat this drum nonstop every single day because I believe in it vociferously. And that is this: snoozing is killing your life. Yes, killing your life. Dropping Frozen Turkey's best episode for what's that, Jess? Oh, I love it. Snoozing, killing your life, man. Today, 1,125 minutes behind the guy who's been getting up. So don't come and bitch to me. Listen, between AI tools and snoozing, there is actually no excuse in 2026 to be behind. Don't come to me and say you're too busy. Don't, please. You come to me and say you're too busy, I might just ignore you because there's actually no excuse. Zero. Listen, you use a tool like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, you're probably going to save at least an hour a day. At least. Maybe, okay, 30 minutes a day. And then you don't snooze? 9 minutes. So, dudes, ladies, gentlemen, all of you out there, come on, man. My job, my role, my goal is to get this show on the road like Matty Roof to help you guys get up and get after it. So don't come to me and say, I'm not hitting my goals. Oh, I'm too tired. Or I don't this. No, fuck, man. Get off the snooze button. Adopt some ChatGPT or Gemini or Group Grok or whatever you want to do and get after it. True mother story. Yes, Jess, WKRP. I live near Cincinnati. Oh, there you go. Well, hey, Jess, apparently, I'm surprised Maddie didn't dig this one, because Maddie's all over this shit, man. I'm surprised, Roof, you didn't grab this one, but I grabbed it. Yes, hey, Jimmy, I know the big dog's not here yet, but let's get the show on the road. WKRP is real. Sterling Preston, what the hell is that all about?
48 years. They finally made WKRP real. Les Nessman is somewhere taping imaginary walls right now.
Monday morning, 3 Cincinnati stations flipped to the WKRP call letters. The fictional sitcom station from 1978 is now a real broadcast signal.
That's not nostalgia. That's identity. You build on what made you, you.
Thanks, Kai. I see that. Yeah, Jimmy, the R images, but there's still some text there. So, for example, that guy in Memphis, there's a bunch of text there that I wouldn't. And listen, it fell through my cracks this morning as well. So grab that text if we can. So I just got some to speak to. That'd be great. Hey, listen, yeah. So WKRP, Jess, true story. Starting today or last week, I guess, there's a number of stations that have actually turned on the WKRP situation, and so they turned the fictional thing over to real life. And you know what? I kind of wonder if radio is making a little bit of a comeback. Yeah, there's a dude out there in Britain. I saw he launched a brand new talk radio channel. But yeah, 3 Cincinnati area stations flipped on the WKRP call letters and went live 48 years after. Yep, after the real one turned off there. So it's kind of neat, actually. And because we're doing this show for all of us that are aging together, we can lean back and lean into a little bit of Len and the gang over at Lonnie Anderson. Oh my goodness, yeah, there you go. WKRP live in Cincinnati. You know who's live? The guy joining me right now, my co-host, my brother from, well, maybe sometimes it's the same mother, different mother, whoever the hell it is. His name is John Anderson. I'll take that.
Would you really?
Yeah, you wouldn't take that? That's like a fucking Hot Wheelie, man. Like it looks like a classic Hot Wheels car.
Well, okay, so let's just break it down. The car's cool.
Yes.
The flames were fucking gay. And then the fucking wife beater underneath my sleeveless fucking jacket was gay. So they were on the right track until they turned the fucking corner the wrong direction. And here's the funny part. The fact that you didn't recognize that makes it even better.
I was too caught up in the car. I was too caught up in the flames, in the gay flames, as you were calling them. So I swear I had a dinky car just like that.
A what?
A dinky car. You had dinky cars.
I don't know. What's a dinky car?
You didn't call them dinky cars? Okay, hold on a second here. Nation, am I the only guy who called them dinky cars? I was taught they were called dinky cars. I guess dink.
Well, dude, you were also taught that massaging another man's scrotum was just part of being a 10-year-old. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right?
I'll trade you a dinky car for a back scratch.
I don't even know what the fuck a dink. Well, see, there you go. A back scratch. What the fuck are we talking about? Was that the precursor to the nut massage?
So remember the little die-cast cars we grew up with? I'm sure Petro called them dinky cars, like the little mini Hot Wheels cars. So I grew. See, Holroyd. I think dinky cars was a Canadian thing. They were dinky. See, Holroyd knows. We're talking Canadiana, Johnny.
Okay, so you get a pass because you think it's a Canadian term. Is massaging another fucking partially sane male's fucking scrotum a Canadian thing too?
I gotta tell you something right now. It's funny, man. So obviously we're building this network and we're helping people start their shows and launching shows, and I got some folks coming to me asking for help and coaching, and you can't coach this moment of the last 3 minutes. For example, little did we know Jimmy was gonna make like an intro of you in this car. Little did I know you were gonna have some fun with it. Little did I know, in the last 3 minutes, talk about dinky cars and ridiculous humor that people are, and that's the magic of chemistry and good conversation and just humor.
So everybody, what he's saying is, you need to find one host that's a stud, and another one that's a little off the fucking mark, so you have a dynamic.
Yeah, see, Johnny, I think you have been the only husky dude out on the West Coast. Even Cheryl Whitaker knew what a dinky car was.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know what to tell you. Fuck me. I pride myself not being like everyone else. You guys can dinky yourselves all you want.
I love it. Hey, first of all, before we get into it, I've been wondering, I was going to send you a text yesterday. I spent some time with Ben instead. Ben's fucking rocking. You know that, but Ben's rocking, dude. Hey, how's Terry?
The best part about Ben, did I tell you the story about Ben?
You did.
He was just a fucking warehouse worker that was just committed to fucking getting up and fucking punching a fucking clock.
The dude's fucking brilliant, man. We spent 20 minutes yesterday, man. He taught me a bunch of shit. I taught him a bunch of shit. Then we both had some giggles and went on our own way and talked about you for a little bit and how we were going to help you out and then went our own way. Such a solid dude, man. I got a lot of love for that man. Really, really enjoy spending time with him. Hey, how's Terry?
The thing I love is that it changed his life financially, but more importantly, he does what he wants to do every day.
I could tell. He's a happy dude, man. You could certainly tell he's fulfilled. We were nerding out together on a few things, and it was pretty cool, man. So I thank you for that introduction. How's Terry?
He's traveling. Like this week, he's going to be traveling. He's doing what he wants to do and going to Vegas and see some people and still doing what we do. That's the beautiful thing about it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Briana Bass coming today. This is a good one, man. I was looking forward to this car because I like this kind of shit. Today we're going into the fun, risque waters. Madonna-Whore syndrome. Why men are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. Why it's like, I want to make love.
There's a good one. Did you come up with that or did she?
No, so the Madonna-Whore syndrome is an actual psychological term. Actually, it's
I forgive me, but did you pick the topic or did she?
I did, actually.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because some of the top, I think sometimes I'm like, fuck, I think we should have given the topic pick to her.
Yeah, well, it's funny because originally, I'll be honest, originally she wanted me to do them, but actually we talked last week and she's like, hey, how's it going? I think our chemistry is coming along. I said, I think we're doing great. She goes, I think our show is coming together great. The chemistry is together great. I said, I agree. So I said to her last time.
See, I just like every time else, you're a little off the fucking mark. I swoop in and redirect everything to get it entertaining again.
And she says, maybe I'll start throwing some topics. Well, yeah, bring them on. So I threw this one to her last night and she says, I have one as well, but she's going to be showing up here today, which is why are you too terrified to be filthy with your own wife? Talking Madonna-Whore syndrome and
I was fucking filthy last night, bro. That's why I was a couple minutes late today. God damn it.
I love it. Let's tell you what I also love. Hey, remember when we were we were talking about we thought Jimmy was gone to Japan, like fill in the gaps. Well, listen, I think actually I found some stuff where Jimmy
had to film the gaps.
Yeah, remember they were doing some porn stuff in Japan, and Jimmy was away for a couple of days, and I thought he was.
What is the gaps?
Well, filling in the holes. He was plugging holes. It was some.
Okay. I got you. I just want to make sure there was something else going on. I didn't understand.
But I think actually where he was, well, Jimmy, Kai, whoever's on the buttons, man. There's this famed nudist resort, Johnny. Let me hold on. I gotta find this here. So there's this famed nudist resort that Cap d'Agno, France's largest nudist resort de Montpellier, has changed sharply because people are not only coming out and hanging out nude, but they're all just having sex out on the beach. So they've gone from kind of like the nude beach to like the sex beach. Have you been to nude beach before? True story. I have not.
There was a I think it was a topless beach.
Okay, yeah,
not a full nude beach. It's actually up in Northern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're pretty liberal up there.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, but
Marin County, we were one of the bushes called the Marin County people liberal hot tubbers.
Liberal hot tubbers. And I noticed you used the word bush in your sentence there, so I'll just leave that.
I don't remember which bush it was. I think it was Bush Senior.
Well, if we're talking nudist resorts and swinger spaces and bushes, well, we can all put that together. But anyways,
let's be honest, it all kind of connects. It's just
100% it does.
It's like the first one to get the whole thing rolling. Other people are,
Dude, speaking of connecting, I got to go to connecting in a quick second here. We're gonna go from nudism to swinger spaces to connecting the dots. You and I were chatting yesterday about the world we're living in right now, and you were talking Bitcoin, and Bitcoin hit a big price again yesterday. Dude, I got to stand back for a second and just postulate with you for a moment. Let me throw a few things to you just to kind of just paint the picture of the world right now. So a province 2 over from me, Alberta. You guys have states, we have provinces. Wake up yesterday. They have all voted to have a referendum. We want to join the United States. 350,000 Canadians in Alberta said we want to join the United States. So we have this discussion happening over there, Johnny. And then you wake up this morning to Iran and the US saying, we are going to have a bigger fight over the Strait of Hormuz. And it seems like there's one little, you fucking pissed on my leg, I'm going to fucking bomb you. It's like we're one little, and then Bitcoin went crazy yesterday. And then there was one more thing. Dude, we are just on the precipice of fucking craziness happening, I feel like right now. Like seriously, like a massive shift. And we've talked about it before, but like the economics of Bitcoin, what's happening with the world in Iran, you got Canada wanting to be part of the United States.
Well, I mean, the formula states, when you look back over time, you see the formula very clearly.
Oh, fuck yeah. 100%.
Scare the shit out of everybody.
Yes.
So that you when you have a solution that wouldn't seem very fucking good to people when they're not scared, it looks fucking amazing. And they take the solution. That's how you get everybody in line.
Well, this is what's crazy. Jimmy, let's run it. Bitcoin, 80,000 yesterday, and then dropped $1,500 on a fake Iran missile report. Jimmy.
One headline, fake. $1,500 gone in 3 minutes. And Bitcoin still hasn't recovered the number. Bitcoin hit 85.94 Monday. Iran's Farce News posts a fake missile strike. $1,500 evaporates.
Iran is charging Bitcoin tolls on oil tankers. This isn't speculation anymore. This is infrastructure.
Thanks, Kai, for the notes. Johnny, so listen, man. You asked me yesterday. We were talking about this yesterday. When I saw this story, I'm like, to hell if I'm throwing money at Bitcoin. Like it's actually...
I'm going the other way. I bought a bunch of it this morning.
You did, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, here's the thing.
It's just too much gambling to me, brother.
Well, but you got to, what are you looking at it like, okay, I'm going to, if you're looking at it like a zero-sum game daily, 100%.
Okay.
If you like, but if you say, okay, I've got this fucking cash that I know is devaluing in my bank. Where am I going to put this?
Yes.
Real estate, I think, is going to take a tumble.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, I don't mind a shitty rate, but if I buy something that costs $300,000 more than it should, I can't get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
get rid of a shitty rate. Right. Where else do I put? Stock market is fucking crazy as hell. Then you look at Bitcoin. It's the only thing that we know at this point that doesn't inflate.
Yeah, that's
the one concept I'm holding on to.
I do not disagree with you. So I do not disagree with your concepts. For me, that just it's the you'll just look at the last 24 hours. Like you're literally throwing. Like, so if one is playing it on a day-to-day or weekly basis,
that's the wrong play. You're in the wrong space.
You throw money in the air and you're hoping to catch it. You're actually
hoping. I mean, for me, I look at it like, okay, I need to put this money somewhere because I get to a certain point of cash.
Yes,
I don't want to hold more cash than X.
That's fair.
So where do I put it?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the question I've been dealing with fucking lately. So I've been putting it in these things largely because I think part of the plan is to fucking digitalize everything. And when that happens,
it's inevitable. Canada just announced a digital currency yesterday as well. It's absolutely
that's what I mean. It's just a matter. And once it's all accepted,
100%.
That's another thing that's kind of about with Bitcoin that's fucking nutty. Only because you can't print more, you can't dig more.
Yes.
Right now, there's such a small percentage of people that are in it, that believe in it, whatever, accepted it, whatever you want to say.
Yes.
So when digital, whatever, however you call it, currency, digital, blah, 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 is accepted and all these people rush in, that fucking, all of a sudden this level of this limited space in this investment is going to disappear. And that fucking price is going to skyrocket.
Yeah. It's certainly an interesting discussion.
I just don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm good with waiting. It's not like I'm putting this money in because I need it back next week.
Yeah, that's fair. 100%. It's certainly an interesting space to be in these days. And so it goes back to, how the world is just shuffling around right now. Hey, coming up in a couple minutes, John, we've got Dr. Mohammed Ali Rafai, Syrian-born psychiatrist. I promise you, interesting people. This guy, indicted for Medicare fraud, facing 40 years in prison. Now he's like, fuck the government and suing him. Yeah. He's like, no, hell.
We had a situation like this, fucking crazy. So I think we were possibly, was this an Indian guy?
I don't know. His name's Dr. Mohammed Ali Rafai. I guess we're going to find out.
Well, check this out. So we were in Mexico. Yeah. Terry has this really fucking bad, stomach pain.
Okay. Yeah.
So we end up having to fucking leave, because there's no hospital in San Felipe. There wasn't at that point. They put one in recently.
Okay.
So we had to drive up to the States. It was fucking 2 a.m, and we got up to the States, went to the closest ER, which is El Centro, which is not a fucking, not a hotbed for any sort of sophistication.
Yeah.
So we get her checked in there. And it was unbelievable. I mean, I literally, she was there for 2 days because they're trying to figure this out. I was in a hotel close by and she's feeding me play by play what's going on. They don't want me in there. Dude, they are fucking coming up with every possible thing that is wrong. No, swear to God. They literally at one point, they fucking doped her up without her consent and tried to fucking do surgery to her.
What?
Yeah.
Taking her fucking liver and spleen and shit, wakes up.
What was it? It was fuck. Because we have too much of an understanding how the body works. You were not taking, what is the thing that breaks down fat? I'm having a brain fart. People have them removed and then they can't eat fat.
Your spleen?
No, it's
you're
in that ballpark though.
Yeah. Regardless.
Anyway, they're trying to take this out of her.
What
the fuck for? Right. And they literally, so they dope her up. Yes. Right. The fucking nurse tells her what's happening. The fucking surgeon comes in.
Gallbladder.
He starts fucking arguing. Terry's like, I do not give this consent, blah, blah, blah. No, you're under influence. You can't make this.
What?
Full blown fucking shit. I had to fucking go get her out of there.
Dude.
Here's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Then we get a fucking bill for a surgery that never even happened. Yeah, so we go back and we fight this.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucking bullshit. We found out this fucking guy he gets fucking incarcerated for a full fucking insurance scam. But they were literally doing surgeries, right? But in her case, they just chose to submit the surgery even though it never happened.
Wow. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and from what we understood when we looked into it, it's actually happening a lot more in these, because it was in El Centro, which is
precisely right. Yes,
very small, and so these fucking guys that are smart as hell, doctors go in there and they just run fucking circles around these fucking simple people that have no clue what's going on.
And then I suspect harvesting the organs. because we know there's a big market for organ harvesting, right? And yeah, Jess says the gallbladder. I think that's what you're.
There we go. Yes, gallbladder. Yes.
Jess. And Jess is dialing back. I've been to South Beach. Does that count for the topless beaches? Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. So hey, coming up in a few minutes, we got Dr. Mohammed Al-Rifai, a Syrian-born psychiatrist, built a major practice in Pennsylvania, then found himself indicted for Medicare fraud. We're gonna have that conversation in a few minutes, but before we do that, so I pride myself on being a nerd. I talk to you about that all the time. I pride myself on kind of painting a picture of what I see.
One of the reasons why I love you.
I know, and I pride myself on kind of being able to see what's kind of coming around the corner. And we all know this, but yet we all don't know this. So the phones that we carry, like 98% of the computer chips in the world all come from Taiwan, right? So if you can only imagine if war broke out in Taiwan and China, like we're all kind of impacted, whether we like it or not, because we're not going to be able to. Can you imagine the economy is stopping because we can't communicate and shit? Seriously. So I'm sharing you like a business tip in many ways. So Apple has been quietly looking to bring their chip production back to America. Jimmy, run the clip.
Apple just told Taiwan they're looking at other options. That's not a phone call. That's a geopolitical earthquake. Bloomberg says Apple visited Samsung's Texas fab and talked to Intel about making iPhone and Mac chips on U.S. soil. 100% of their chips built on an island, China claims. One blockade and it's over. No orders yet. TSMC is still years ahead. This is a hedge, not a breakup. A hedge today, leverage tomorrow. Let's get into it.
To me is a great example of reading between the lines, John, and seeing the future. Because if you have unlimited amounts of money and resource, you are researching like a motherfucker. And you're looking out 6 months, 12 months, 18, 24, and you're game, you're planning, you're game planning, you're war planning, you're planning for bad things. You can't tell me there's some geopolitical reasons to say, you know what? We're kind of concerned about what's happening over there and what's happening politically. We need to go bring this back to America. So while on the face of it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, it's actually fucking massive news. If somebody's looking to buy stocks and looking to invest in business in the chip industry, I would be paying attention not to the top of the line, but all the little companies underneath it that might benefit this in America. It's coming, Anderson. It is what's happened at the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. I can tell you right now, North America is fucking freaked because if Taiwan goes sideways, you talk about the oil economy going sideways, the digital economy goes stop. I'm telling you.
Well, why do you think this has got to be one of the many reasons why they want one government across the world? Because now it's resources amongst the whole globe, not resources that people have to fight about, country to country.
Yes.
Speaking of TSM, was it TSMC?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking shorted them a couple of years
ago. Did you seriously?
Made a grip on them, yeah.
Fucking look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I'm not that fancy. I got a buddy of mine that sends me texts. He says, I swear to God, I'll get these texts and they're all cryptic because it's code that he taught me. He's like, if you want to be in this, I'll teach you what I'll teach you what to do, and I'll teach you what I send you, but don't ask me a bunch of fucking questions.
Dude, that's good, man. Good for you, you fancy fans, John Anderson. Coming up in a couple minutes, Dr. Mohammed Al-Rifai. We're talking fraud, Medicare, and some crazy shit coming up. Before we do that, Johnny, I found something on the weekend that just stopped me in my tracks, and I think it's going to stop you as well. Remember growing up with Rick Springfield, a little bit of Jesse's Girl? Come on, you have to remember that.
Yeah.
So,
I can't say I was a huge fan, but how could you not remember that?
Yes. So fan or not, Jimmy, run this clip. Johnny, watch this. That, Johnny, is what 78 looks like. And I could not be more proud to see what 78 looks like, my friend. Fuck me, man. Look at that.
Well, I think he's got to be one of the few that's limiting his substance intake if he's 78.
Dude, look how good he looks, man.
Yeah, looks fucking great. You were not you could have put a 5 in front of that 8.
Oh, 100%, Anderson. And you know who else is 78 and who I was watching yesterday too? another legend, kind of down from your neighborhood in Mexico there. Sammy Hagar. Holy smokes. He not only looks incredible, but his voice, I'm like, holy smokes, man. Sammy Hagar. Oh, yeah, 100%.
He's got a place down in Mexico, but he also, his home was actually in Marin County.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really big around there. Yeah. There was a few guys up in Marin. There was Metallica.
Yes. Yeah.
James Hetfield actually lived in the same fucking town that I did in Marin.
Oh, very cool. James Hetfield. Yeah, I'm a huge Metallica fan, man. Absolutely. All right. I got the note on the screen. Thank you, Jimmy, for the nudge. Jess says, my 78-year-old dad still works 50 hours a week and mows the grass every day. That's awesome, Jess. You know what? Your dad keeps doing that. He's going to be living for another 50 years because that's keeping him young. As a matter of fact, it absolutely is. All right, Johnny, Sophia Grant, Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai. Let's get the center stage conversation happening right now.
You can spend decades building a name, and one accusation can make people ask if any of it was real. It doesn't just threaten your career. It threatens your family, your sleep, and your sense of who you are. That kind of pressure found Dr. Muhammad after a lifetime spent helping people survive their own. He came from Aleppo, Syria, trained at UVA and NIH, and he built Blue Mountain Psychiatry from the ground up. But the heart of his work was not prestige. It was patients many doctors avoided. Elderly, rural Medicare patients in nursing homes. The forgotten ones still needed someone to show up. His government collaboration was credited with saving $5 million. Later, federal prosecutors indicted him. 4 counts of healthcare fraud, a 7-year investigation, a trial that could have taken 40 years from his life. After 6 days in federal court, a unanimous jury came back fast. Not guilty on all 4 counts. But an acquittal doesn't hand you back 7 years. It doesn't make the damage disappear. So he wrote the best-selling book titled Doctor Not Guilty and built SHIELD for physicians. He's also suing the DOJ, and he still treats patients with TMS, ketamine, psychedelics, and AI, while pushing psychiatry into difficult new territory. His warning is blunt: never talk to the police. Today, we're gonna ask what that really means. Dr. Rafai, welcome to Mornings in the Lab. We're grateful to have this conversation with you today.
Johnny, this guy was being sued. He fought back. He was acquitted. And now he is suing the Department of Justice. His name, Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai. Good morning, my brother.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm excited to tell you about my story.
Thanks for joining us here today. So first of all, where are you joining us from today?
I am in Easton, Pennsylvania, the place where the Declaration of Independence was read almost 250 years ago.
Wow.
I guarantee this is not the gentleman I was speaking of.
No. I know Dr. Rafai was listening to our story back there. Dr. Rafai, am I saying your name correctly, first of all?
You are saying it quite right, Dr. Rafai.
Awesome. So before we get to your story, I saw you listening and nodding to John's story with Terry, his wife in that situation. Is that more common than we think?
Absolutely. I mean, people traveling and experiencing health emergencies, and even in this country, I mean, people traveling and then they experience a health emergency and they go to a hospital and then all of a sudden they get a bill for $100,000 out of network.
Yeah, it is pretty. And the thing is, I had zero clue that this was even a hustle. People go into a hospital thinking that you're safe. Holy Christ.
Yeah.
You got to look out for the predators. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
hey, I got a quick question. So I'm sorry, Keith. I had this.
No.
So you're talking about different therapies, and ketamine was one of them. That's always something that's kind of interested me in terms of how it's used medically. Talk a little bit about that.
So I've started using ketamine since I was a physician at the National Institute of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. This is in 2004. We did the clinical trials on ketamine and how it works. And we were very, very successful in finding out that it worked for people who had depression that didn't respond to anything. And
really, what is it doing to the brain?
Yeah.
It helps the brain kind of reorganize, get back its mojo, gets back the neurotransmitters working very, very well.
Really?
And it worked in 2004. And so one of the pharmaceutical companies actually developed it as a nasal spray. and we still use it as an injectable and as an IV medication to help people who have treatment-resistant depression that doesn't respond to anything.
Interesting.
But yet it seems like, John, great question to lead the conversation off with. But yet, Dr. Muhammad, it seems like ketamine has really, so I'm making some assumptions the way you speak of it, that you're talking about the positive benefits of it, obviously. It seems to have been getting a bad rap, as of late in the last couple of number of years with people, abusing ketamine.
Oh yeah, that hit the raves like a fucking, you see pictures of a kid that's like doubled up in the corner. Oh, he's in the K-hole.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and then I think there's some accusations, Muhammad, about Elon perhaps, and I believe Matthew Perry overdosed with ketamine. So talk a little bit about ketamine itself generally.
So ketamine is a medication that should only be used in the clinic, in a medical office, in a supervised setting. It should not be used at home. It should not.
I guess that answers my next question.
Yes, it's a very powerful treatment that should only be used in a medical setting under medical supervision, because people die from it when they use it inappropriately. We saw what happened to Matthew Perry. I think Elon uses it under medical supervision. He has a team of doctors that tend to him, and that's why you see him having positive outcomes from it. But if you use it unsupervised, you just take a prescription and use it at home and sit in the hot tub, you end up dead like Matthew Perry.
Oh shit!
So what is it? Because are people taking it because it kind of makes them feel really good? Or what is the reason people are taking it other than the reframing and restructuring of the brain, as you're calling it?
It does treat depression. So Matthew Perry did have depression that he needed treatment for. It causes a dissociation. It gives you a dissociative effect where you feel that you're floating, but then that's how it works. It's magic to help people with treatment-resistant depression. And Matthew Perry had been open about the fact that he had depression, and he also struggled with substances. So that combination actually, and no medical supervision, used it at home and ended up with a negative outcome.
Interesting.
Yeah, no kidding.
So for a guy that's using it to get high, like the kids, what is it that it's doing to them?
It is very dangerous because they don't know what they're getting, and they don't know what's happening to their brain. They're not sure the purity of the substance, and it causes them adverse effects because they use it at very, very high doses where they could die from it.
So let's just, I'm just trying to get let's make a scenario. So somebody goes into a doctor's office and steals some of this shit, so we know it's real, and they have the intention of going to get high. What is the high that they stole this for? What is it they're trying to achieve?
When people use it, they develop this dissociative effect. They feel like they're floating in the air, and people like that feeling because it kind of just gives you relief from symptoms of anxiety and depression. But then when you land, and if you land in a wrong place, if you're not in a doctor's office, if you land on your couch and everything is still the same, and if you use too much, you don't land at all. You go to heaven.
Dr. Muhammad, I'm making an assumption. If you're practicing with the drug and discussing it and prescribing it, would it be fair for me to assume you've tried it?
I have not tried it. No, I have not tried it. It's a controlled substance. It's prescribed for people who have severe depression.
Hold the horses.
Yes.
Hold the horses. So I think I might have a little bit of a problem with that, and then not with you, but just kind of a general problem with the whole idea.
That's the way the whole system works. You think that most of these doctors that are prescribing shit have ever done it? No. What the fuck? Doc, forgive me. He does this sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guess I know that, John. To hear you say, I know that, but I'm.
And why are we holding the horses on my man here?
I think when I have a doctor telling me, and listen, it's okay, not specifically to Dr. Muhammad. I'm just asking the rhetorical question, like rhetorically, right? Like why maybe our doctors wouldn't try the substances that we are prescribing.
This is kind of like you seeing the weatherman on the TV saying it's going to rain and having no problem, then walking outside, getting wet, seeing the weatherman and getting all pissed off. How does this connect?
Dr. Muhammad.
or asking a cancer doctor, have you tried the chemotherapy?
Yeah, thank you, doc.
Okay,
Thank you.
Fair. Good answer.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, again, I have to apologize. He does this once in a while.
That's okay.
Once he starts making the funny sounds like beep beep, you got to back up. He's fucking on one of his little things. The other day, Doc, he tried to convince me that if you played golf, you were a point blank bullshitter.
Well, do you play golf, Dr. Muhammad?
So here we brace yourself.
I live on a golf course, and I do not play golf.
Oh, you live on a golf course. Oh, so you're the ultimate bullshitter. You live on a golf course and you don't play golf.
Here he goes. We
got the ultimate bullshitter, and he's a doctor too. Oh my goodness, we're having some fun with Dr. Muhammad Al-Rafi.
Hey, Doc, remember when you were a kid and you're walking through school and you see this little fucking weirdo and he's walking around making R2D2 sounds? Beep, doo, dee, dee, doo, dee. That was Keith.
Oh, because I was playing with my dinky cars. Hey, Dr. Muhammad, did you grow up with dinky cars, like little die-cast cars? Did you call them dinky cars?
I saw them in the past, but I did not grow with them. I was a different generation.
Yes, well, there you go. Let's dig into your story a little bit. So you had some pretty horrific accusations made against you.
Yes, absolutely.
And it apparently started with a conversation with a police officer, and your advice is never talk to police. Talk a little bit about that. Talk about how it started.
I tell that advice to all doctors, all American citizens, all men out there. The police officers, they're well-meaning individuals, law enforcement, but your best interest is not in their heart. Their job is to produce a case, produce a indictment, produce a court case, and move on to the next case. So when they talk to you, their purpose is actually to discern any facts that would lead to your guilt. They're not interested in clarifying the story. That's what they tell you. Oh, we just need to talk to you for a little bit, clear up some things. Never talk to the police, ever, because it never helps. Always ask them, okay, I want to cooperate with you 100%. I would like to consult with my attorney before I talk to you because I need to know what is this all about. And I need to know whether I need to talk to you at all. So never talk to the police. That's my advice. Even people who are experienced, and I talked about that in my book, Dr. Not Guilty. Even the top-notch people who are like investigators, when they talk to the police, they just if the police are very, very well trained, they're able to trick them into saying things that they don't mean. And so,
so can you take us through your case, Dr. Muhammad? So you're falsely accused of a Medicare scam, and,
yes.
and I can't think how horrific that was for you, your family.
What was the actual claim? You were taking money that you should. What did it mean?
Yeah. The actual claim was that I was saying that I was talking to people when I wasn't talking to people, that I was just writing them prescriptions. They never said that I didn't see these people. I saw them, but they said, well, you billed for 2X, you should have billed for 1X. Basically, it's just that was the whole disagreement.
Just overbilling, basically.
Overbilling. And I am one who actually started this whole telehealth movement in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
When nobody was doing this, seeing patients, talking to patients through streaming services, through telehealth. I was doing this in 2006. And because I did that, the government says, well, this guy is different. He must be doing something wrong. And in reality, I was working with the government hand in hand. But, the government is multiple arms that...
Yeah, the right hand doesn't always know what the left is doing.
Absolutely. So the Department of Justice doesn't care what I talked to Medicare, what I helped Medicare with. They just said, well, we disagree. This is all fraud. And I had to prove my case in court.
Wow. What did it cost you to go to court?
It cost a big dime. It cost close to $1 million.
What?
Yes. To fight the government.
Are you kidding me? Or going up against the Department of Justice?
Yeah.
That almost, I was expecting potentially more than that. I mean, once you're in court, it's unbelievable how much those expenses can go.
Well, and they have unlimited budget. So
that's what I was going to say. There's no It's like trying to fight a tobacco company in court. They're just going to drag it out till you can't pay anymore. Our man here had the pockets to keep going.
Yeah. So talk us through that, Dr. Muhammad. So ultimately, because I want to get to your facts, right? I want to make sure that they're put onto the table and we capture the clips. Because ultimately, you are acquitted.
I was acquitted on all charges. The jury took them a few hours, and they said this is nonsense. The whole government case is nonsense. Actually, at trial, the government's own expert witness says, listen, he told the jury, I don't support this case. I don't support the government's prosecution. I'm out of here. This is their own witness, their own expert.
That kind of did it for you right there, huh? Holy shit.
I think that's what did it, is that their own expert says.
Yeah, how could a jury look past that?
Yeah.
They didn't look past it. They just said not guilty on all charges. And
that's perfect.
And part of it is because I worked actively. I worked with my lawyer. I wanted the truth to be heard.
Yeah.
And we looked at we never left a stone unturned. And we worked with my lawyer and we proved the truth. And we showed the jury that I was not guilty.
Dr. Muhammad Ali Rifai, joining myself and John Anderson this morning on Mornings Live with Keith John, friends. This is the kind of interesting conversation I love bringing to the table. It's stuff that you're like, what? Because here's the question I got for you, Dr. Muhammad. You come out of that, how do you have trust again? Like, how do you have trust, like in government or in society? So I'm 54, so is John.
Well, that's it. But you're using the word again. You're assuming he had it to start.
That's a fair point, John. Yeah. So it's just a curious question. So I'm 54, so is John. Dr. Muhammad, how old are you?
I'm going to be turning 54 in a few days.
So
my acquittal was May 9th, 2024.
Wow.
And my birthday is May 10th.
Wow.
Very cool, man.
I bring it up because the three of us were raised in an era of government distrust and questioning the government and all the bullshit of 50 years ago, which is largely the same of today.
Yes.
You walked into that situation. I'm really glad John brought it up. Maybe you didn't trust, but then you leave that situation. How do you fucking go back to work, look yourself in the mirror, and try to rebuild your name after such a devastating accusation?
I got to tell you, I was part of the government. I worked for the National Institute of Health, for the Department of Health and Human Services for 3 years. I worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs for 5 years. So I could say I was part of this government, and I trust the goodness of the American people. And, there are parts of the government that don't function well.
Yeah.
And my prosecution is part of that. These are misguided federal prosecutors that just decided to bring this case. And I wanted the truth to prevail. So sometimes in your life, and this is for all the men out there, sometimes in your life, you face obstacles. You face things where you feel that it's injustice being done to you,
yes,
your family, to your community. But you have to persevere. You have to keep hope going. You have to work to make sure that the truth prevails and that people know the truth about you, that you're a decent, honest person who's working to serve the American people. I was working to see rural Pennsylvanians, people who were left behind, people with addictions, people with psychiatric illness. These are the services that I was providing that the government was saying were fraudulent. The jury did not agree with them. 12 Pennsylvanians who didn't know me did not agree with the government. So,
Johnny?
No, I mean, it's unfortunate that this story's similar to this and all different types of arenas, so to speak, professions happen, and it sucks.
Yeah. And what I wonder, Muhammad, is I got to think during your journey, there was probably, I'm just speculating, correct me if I'm wrong, there's plea bargains being offered along the way. Accept this for this, accept this for this. But, and so am I correct with that first statement?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And this is what I love. So you're so, it's funny because Keith and John talk about, when so was John always say, I was so dumb enough to believe, like,
I was just dumb enough to believe.
Just dumb enough to believe. You were so stuck in your belief that you were innocent that every time they offered you, you're like, no, fuck off. No, fuck off. I'm innocent. Is that fair for me to say?
Absolutely. And I was facing immeasurable odds. So like your chance of being found not guilty if you're prosecuted by the government is about 2 to 3 over 1,000.
What?
That's it. Those are your chances. 2 to 3 over 1,000. So
you're walking in, you're going to jail. Basically, you're saying to me, you're going to jail.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're, I mean, it's astronomical. The odds are just like not there. I mean, you think, okay, 1 in 1,000, 2 in 1,000 chance of being found not guilty. What chance do I stand? I better surrender. I better plea. But I had faith. I had faith that I was innocent. I did not do anything wrong. I served the American people. I served my patients. And I believed that the truth was going to prevail. And I think that is the message from my experience, is that people should have faith that the truth is going to prevail, that things are going to be known about what they did in life. And they have to continue to speak up. And that's why I spoke up. I decided to go to trial. You know
what's unfortunate, John, about Dr. Muhammad Rafai's story is that the truth always doesn't often prevail. You know what I mean, Johnny? And that's what's unfortunate, right? Is that we talk about the truth prevailing. Sometimes it doesn't, eh, Johnny?
I agree with that. And I think part of that is because most that are on their crusade to prove the truth don't have the fucking the sticking power to get to the end of the line where that truth finally makes it to the surface.
Well, I like how you put that. Like finally makes it to the surface, right? Because
I mean, just perfect example, he spent $1 million. Most people don't have $1 million to spend. They got buried and their truth was covered up.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that $1 million didn't just come from me. It came from my family. I have 2 brothers and I have a sister. I have my parents. We just said they believed in me. My family, my community believed in me. My wife believed in me. My children believed in me. And we just decided we're going to fight this no matter what. So this $1 million is a collective effort of a family, of a community that just did not agree that the government was in what it was saying. And this is my story is just, I feel, is a message of faith, is a message of hope, is a message of kind of staying together with your family, because ultimately the truth is going to be found. Even if somebody's found guilty, ultimately the truth is going to be found at one time or another. And if the government kind of does its best, as it does always, to let their own narrative prevail, so ultimately the truth is going to be heard.
Yeah. Speaking of truth, I got a guy here. Jimmy, let's run this epic spot. I got a dude who pursued truth. Check this out here. Michael Larson, a number of years back, went on a CBS game show.
I remember that show.
He watched the show for a long time, Johnny, memorized how it worked, went into the show, won 110 grand in one episode. The CBS executives were all like freaking out, like what the hell's going on? But all he did was he didn't break the rules. He just went and he went memorized how the whole thing worked, all the patterns and everything. So he was accused of cheating, John and Dr. Muhammad, but he wasn't cheating. He was playing within the rules. So, to your point, Dr. Muhammad, he, it's something kind of
many games are designed for players that are not smart enough to figure this shit out.
Yes.
And part of think about it, the spirit of the game is to be operating in this guess world.
Yes.
He figured out a way to go against the spirits, which most people don't have a chance. It's like counting cards.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. 100%.
Hey, same thing with Medicare. I mean, the Medicare is basically, it's a game. I mean, just the government tries to game you all the time, not to pay you. And I wrote the rules on these things that the government did not understand that. I wrote the rules on telehealth. I helped write the rules. So that you can't accuse me that I failed to understand the rules that I write myself.
Wow. Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai, you now run SHIELD. We're wrapping up with you here right now quickly. A service to protect physicians from the same thing that happened to you. You're suing the DOJ. Is it done? Did you win? Is it still in progress?
It is still in progress. Actually, some of our claims were denied by the judge, and it is now in the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit. And It's going to be heard, and they're going to review everything, and the truth will come out. The truth will prevail of how the government prosecutors kind of just the mechanics of this whole prosecution. We're going to hear about it in the next year or two.
I just added a segment to our show. We're going to welcome back guests for a little revisit what's happening. When that news surfaces, would you come back and join myself and John to play that back for us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to bring you what the United States Court of Appeals is going to say. And if it's not favorable, we're going to go to the United States Supreme Court.
Wow. Coming up in a couple minutes, why you are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. We're talking the Madonna-Whore Syndrome with Briana Bass, myself, and John Anderson. Wrapping up right now with Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai. So, doctor, when I invited you, I know you didn't know what the hell you were getting into. Did you have some fun today with us?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I hope that my message is a message of faith, perseverance, and that no matter what the odds are, the Goliath of the United States government is behind you. You can persevere and you can prevail.
Are you a man of faith?
I'm a man of faith. Absolutely.
Did faith get you through this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Faith precedes the miracle.
Faith precedes the miracle. Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai, myself, and John Anderson. John, closing words for Doctor?
It was great talking with you, Doc. I'm really glad that you had the resources and, quite frankly, the balls to do what you did.
Yes. The balls. Absolutely. Yeah, Johnny, it's one thing to have the resources, but then the balls to continue following through with is another thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're going to rack up. Dr. Muhammad, thanks for joining us, my friend. You have yourself a wonderful day and all the best to you in your journey. We'll see you again, okay?
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Awesome. All right. We're doing an Anderson lifestyle tip reset hour 2, and then we're coming back. Why you're too terrified to be filthy with your own wife with myself, Anderson, and Briana Bass this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends.
All right, today's going to be short and sweet. Why? Because I just want to get you thinking. Just want to start a thought process that may prompt you to take some goddamn action, because that's most people's problem. So here's the question you're going to ask yourself. You're going to ask yourself this question every day, because if you do, it could change your life. What have you done, or what are you going to do today to make it a little bit better than yesterday? So tighten that up a little bit. What are you going to do today to make today a little bit better than yesterday? What are you going to do today to make tomorrow a little bit better? It's all about what are you doing, or for many of you, what are you not doing? So ask yourself the question. Think that through, and hopefully that will light a goddamn firecracker under your ass and you will take some goddamn action. Rock and roll.
Good morning. We are resetting hour 2 right here live on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends, your live morning show Monday through Friday right here on the Mornings in the Lab network. 8 o'clock, 2 hours. Myself and John Anderson, we get up, get after, and help you guys get up and after it for the generation we call X. Coming up, Briana Bass, myself, and Johnny, we are digging into why you are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. Yes, we're talking the Madonna-Whore Syndrome. Are we making love to our wife, or are we our wife? Yes, we're having that conversation coming up in a couple minutes with myself, Johnny, and Briana Bass. And we just wrapped up a fun, great conversation with Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai, wrongfully accused by the Department of Justice, put himself $1 million into the hole to sue them and become acquitted. A great conversation with Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai for the first half an hour, the last half hour of our show. And we got to a few other things in the first half hour. I invite you guys to go check back on Alberta. Yeah, Alberta's leaving Canada. Apparently, maybe so. Bitcoin, crazy price point. And Keith and John just had a little conversation about just the world we're living in. But right now, we're going to get into it. Why you are too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. Hey, Jimmy, let's start the conversation right now.
You keep calling her my wife like she's HR, then wonder why desire dies on the calendar invite. You don't want to be filthy. You want to be approved, so you negotiate instead of leading. And you hide your real appetite, then punish her for not craving the version of you that's always asking permission. Porn becomes your safe little confession booth, because rejection from a screen doesn't touch your ego. So when a man says, I respect her, Briana, is that love or fear disguised as manners?
Jimmy, Briana. Oh my, Johnny, did you see that arrival?
I just barely caught the tail end of it. It was very suiting.
Wow. Briana, does that work for you?
I am thrilled.
Now let's just make sure they got the exit down where she doesn't look like she's a fucking captive in the back of the Hummer.
Good shaking, kid. How are you today? Where are you joining us from today? You're on the road here today a little bit?
Doing great. I am. I'm in Florida, guys, and I don't know about this Wi-Fi situation. I have full bars, but y'all have been cutting out. So if it doesn't work, just let me go.
You bet. Well, tell you what, you look so far. It's great. The service is great. You look great. It's
totally clear right now. Yeah,
100%, 100%. So I was excited to have this conversation with you today, and I thought we can get into it. Nice guys in the bedroom, and whether it's do we want nice expression and the Madonna-Whore Complex, the nice guy in the bedroom. I respect my wife, but no, my wife wants me to fuck her. So let's have the conversation. Why do men, Briana, as we get into a relationship, we fall in love, we fawn, and then maybe we become kind of a pussy in the bedroom. We kind of like become, I want to make love to my wife. Let's talk about it. The Madonna-Whore Complex. Briana Bass.
Well, okay. So one, just to describe the Madonna-Whore Complex, so everybody understands it. It is technically a clinical concept. So, which I think most people would know that, right? You think it's just some sort of slang that got popular along the way, but no, it actually is a clinical concept. Essentially, it's just saying that two polarities you are going to have a hard time holding in sync, which is that this is the woman, right, that I do want to fuck, and this is the woman that I want to marry. So she's the dirty one, or she's the one I want to marry, and the one that I want to be holding my children, right? So you might see those as polarized and then have a hard time sort of combining them two, but they absolutely can coexist without question. It's just some awareness, like from our conversation today and doing your own kind of research to get around it, but absolutely can coexist. So the
how does somebody not want both of those?
But not perfect.
How does somebody not want both of those?
Yeah, right. That would be the ideal. What's the saying? I'm, lady in the streets, freak in the sheets. So absolutely. Yeah, that is what we want. We want both.
Yeah. Well, so I was fascinated by this, and I'll offer this up here, Johnny. So I when I met Lauren, fell in love with Lauren and love her to pieces today, right? More than I've ever loved anybody, frankly. And I went through a period in my early stages with her where I fell in love so much where I was struggling with what we're talking about. And because I was putting her on a different pedestal, Johnny, where it was like, I want to love, I don't want to break, I don't want to offend, I don't want to hurt, I don't want to. It's kind of like what Briana was saying.
So wouldn't this go back to having a conversation if she says, Keith, I love it when you do this, but I really want you to also do this?
John, you're bang on, brother. So and in our early stages, I was going through some therapy or conversational discussion help, and it helped me.
Are you still snapping your wrist at the?
No. I was past that, but I was more sorting out what Briana was talking about, which was, you can have both. You can love somebody vociferously in the softness, but also want to fuck your wife, right? And it was, and I had to talk through that, man, because I was like, well, how does it work? Because it's kind of conflicting to me.
Well, I'm kind of there's a little humor in this, but there's a little bit of truth as well.
Yeah.
So, when I was younger, I think I've explained, I made a lot of poor choices in females. I was after just crazy fun shit. Right. But into my mind, I was like, but I definitely have this idea of what I'm going to have, when I'm going to get married and have kids and blah, blah, blah. So I was kind of in that place, but I wasn't afraid to do that with the one that I was looking for. But then when I would find the one that was a little bit more, I don't know, fit that box, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to fucking train this one. I don't know that I'm up for that job. I'll take one that's already been trained. She's got good character and she wants to get with it in the sack. That's what makes a difference. Just because a woman is liberated and likes to do crazy shit and maybe had lots of partners, if she's loyal and she's honest, that's what it comes down to in my book.
Yeah. Briana?
Yeah, you're right. So we do see them as polars at the beginning, but then we have to understand what happens essentially over time. So attachment is built on something very different than what the spark, the rip your clothes off kind of thing is built on, right? Attachment is built on oxytocin and vasopressin. Those are bonding chemicals, right? Desire, though, runs on dopamine, and dopamine is the slot machine. That's anticipation, that's novelty, that's uncertainty. Am I going to hit lucky number sevens, right? So they seem a little bit in competition. So that's always preaching that you want to introduce still date nights, anticipation, novelty, uncertainty in your relationship. You want to date your wife. I don't want you to stop dating your wife 10 years in, because that's what I'm doing, is promoting the dopamine and the connection that will make you show up not sugar-free vanilla in the bedroom. And then attachment we need for bonding. The oxytocin and the vasopressin, super important, right? That's psychological safety. That's when she's down. That's when you're down. You're having an issue at work and you're connecting with her in this really meaningful, beautiful way where you guys are a true kind of partnership, right? So these things can absolutely coexist. I see it happen every single day, but we do have to be intentional about them, which is what I'm always preaching, is to start making choices and decisions that align with both of these kind of categories.
And that's where John says, why can't they coexist? Because that's what you're basically saying, is that they can coexist. Here's the two ways that they do coexist. Brianna, I got a question for you from the community.
Real quick on that. So on that level, Brianna, give me some feedback here, because I've listened to you talk. So, I mean, Terry and I, we have a great sex life, but I'm always looking to find, I like new shit. I like when something happens to her that's new. That's, to me, that's where it's all about. Anyway, so lately I've been using an oxytocin peptide, which then is supposed to create that closeness, create that bond. But what it's doing is it's making her even, having bigger, better, you could say even more crazy experiences, because she does have the trust. So it's like, I think sometimes people look in the wrong way, like make her feel protected so she can be free. Am I on the right track with that?
You're exactly on the right track with that. This is similar to whenever I tell everyone to touch her without an agenda, right? So, and also when I tell you to yearn for her without necessarily it being a selfish mission of getting to the finish line on your end, right? Yeah. So that's her feeling like you yearn for her, you want her. There's not an agenda here. This is an experience that you're incredibly present with and you honor her. That is going to drive her wild. And you talk about oxytocin, vasopressin through the charts, and she is going to want you back in that way. But often men will touch her, come behind her in the kitchen, and then she sees it as a question that essentially she needs to answer, which is, do you want to hook up right now or not? And I would like you to remove that question where she doesn't have to think about it. And she doesn't know if you're just kissing the back of her neck and moving on with your day, or if you're wanting to lead it to somewhere. And that's checking the box that I just talked about with the novelty and uncertainty and anticipation. We want to break up patterns, right?
Yeah. So Jess comes back with a question for you, Brianna, a tactical question. What can we as women do to prevent this from happening? Is it as simple as communicating, like John would say, or is it more complex than that?
And I'm glad that somebody brought up women, because you're right. Women also play their part in this. I'm just probably talking to an audience of men, and this little bit of a man's show. So that's why I'm talking about men. But women have their own part in this. Their version is the same split. I'm not allowed to want anything for myself or that's dirty or salacious, right? I'm a mom now. I'm a mom now. It's the same experience. Yeah. So both partners participate in this, right? And yes, the antidote to this, the solution to this would be to, one, if he does do anything that breaks the pattern or shows up in confidence and in ownership on his end, reward it. Yes, I'm talking about like training a dog, but we are going to give positive so that he knows to keep going with it, because he is scanning to see what you respond to and what the limits are. And then the other concrete piece of advice I would have is to have these conversations not while we're in the bedroom. So we're at dinner, we're standing over the kitchen island, we're sitting on the couch, we're doing nothing. One of you has a glass of wine in your hand and you're talking about things that you like and sort of encroaching in this conversation. Just share one thing, just share one single thing with her or with him that you're wanting or wish or liked or thought about or saw on TV. Open up the dialogue. You just one thing. Don't share all at once, just one thing.
You said something, John, I picked up on, I'm sure you did too, but I never picked up on the way that you said it though, that the identity that a female, it's kind of a dull moment. It's okay, I'm a mom now. And when I think about this, the title of today's show, which is Why You're Too Terrified to Be Filthy with Your Own Wife, I'm wondering when you flip the script, so I'm just kind of playing with it a little out loud here. I'm a mom now. I'm now not destined to be I don't know, the dirty girl in the bedroom. I'm literally spitting on the fly here, but that probably exists as well, Briana. Am I correct with that?
What about I'm a mom now? I'm not supposed to do these dirty things with anybody else but my husband.
Yes. Yeah, Briana, talk to that.
Yeah, she's having the same experience. This is why communication is so key in getting into these innermost, layers of depth, because she's in there, right? She is still the woman that you married, and she often grieves her, and you grieve your previous self too, right? But I don't want you to think of them as a previous self. And now we're just following societal norms, and this is what life looks like now.
Yeah.
We're sugar-free vanilla, and we talk about logistics and structures.
Yeah.
Just like you're in there wishing you could do X, Y, Z with her, she is thinking the same thing. I guarantee it. If there's something I wish that the men would walk away with from today, it would be that the woman that you married is not as delicate as you think. She is not as fragile as you think.
Yeah.
And she is having the same experience as you of wishing things kind of had that spice that they used to have, right? She is a full human being with her own sexual self and is having the same mindset, right? So it's just underground. I need you to unearth it. So to take the lead by having these conversations or breaking the pattern, trying something new, touching her without the agenda, right? And the most generous, most masculine thing that a man could be doing is to stop protecting her and hiding from her the you that wants a little bit more novelty in the bedroom. And I'm not talking about whips and chains, guys. I'm talking about it can be the most simple of things, right? Sure. She has probably been waiting for him to show up. I guarantee you that she has. It might be clunky at first. It might be awkward at first. These are pattern disruptions. We don't do great with that as people. Humans love complacency, we love familiarity, but do it anyways. Lead the charge.
Interesting. Anderson Sullivan drops a comment on here, and I'm curious about this too, Briana. So one of our members of the community says, "I think the wife would have different archetypes, identities: the mom, the spicy wife, the aunt, the sister." Is that a fair assessment, Briana?
Yeah, the same way that a guy has his work self in the boardroom and then is different at home and is different in the bedroom, right? So let's ask her about that, or let's acknowledge them. Anytime you see her sort of stepping into these different roles, I love how today you held our children and you were this way at church.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. I'm off the cuff. And I loved how this evening you ripped my shirt off and said this and this in my ear. So do you see, we are conditioning, we are rewarding, right? So you've got to start opening these channels of dialogue, or you could even say it if that's not something you think that she would do, right? I think it's so hot how you can be this, way, and then I see you in this maternal nurturing, this goddess type of way, and then at night, I know that I'm the only one that gets access to this other side of you. Even if it's not that much of a contrast, and you think that it could be more, and you know that that's in her, say something like that, and you'll start to bring it out.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, isn't the fun thing about sex is doing to someone or having them experience something that they've never had done before? Isn't that the fucking I don't know. I mean, that's like the end. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, and how could a person not constantly stay focused on that? Like, goddamn, it's like going to the gym. I don't want to just lift the same weight I lifted last time. I'd like a little more, a little different, maybe a different angle. Yeah. And how do you not put yourself in this position with your partner? I don't get it.
It's such a rhetorical question, Briana, but I guess it's why you're employed, right? Because there's a lot of people that have this challenge, Briana.
Yeah, I do think some of it is the brain at play, though. What I was talking about understanding the bonding neurotransmitters and the ones that create desire. And in society today, when we have two members of a household who are both likely working, or maybe one staying at home, but they have their own job as far as taking care of the kids or the house, right? It is very easy for this actually to happen. So I will give the audience a little bit of grace that it's kind of happening without your consent. Now, I am telling you the answer is intention behind it. So you are in control. You are in this driver's seat, but it's a little bit of a death by 1,000 cuts, right? It's a day by day sort of gradual. We wake up and things feel and look very different, and we don't know how to get out of it. And our brain, again, is not really doing us favors in this regard. You have to make decisions that are conscious and intentional. So I will give people some grace that it can just kind of happen without really us meaning to be neglectful.
Yeah. I got a clip here that I found yesterday, which I think is relevant to this. Hey, Kai, Jimmy, let's run this clip here. And it talks about this idea of the more sex a couple has, the more money, the more motivation, the more energy they seem to have. It sounds wild, but think about it. And Jimmy, Kai, let's run this clip here if we can, because if we I'm not sure there it is here. Look at it. Like, look, the more money, more energy.
Sounds wild, but think about it. When intimacy is consistent, stress drops, cortisol lowers, oxytocin rises, testosterone stabilizes, dopamine increases. That combination doesn't just help your relationship. It sharpens focus, boosts drive, and fuels ambition. A man who feels desired often works harder. A woman who feels connected shows up brighter. They argue less. They collaborate better. They move like a team instead of competitors. Intimacy builds confidence. Confidence fuels productivity. Productivity creates results. When your nervous system feels safe at home, your energy isn't wasted fighting tension. It's invested in building something bigger. Couples who neglect intimacy often feel drained. Couples who nurture it feel charged. It's not magic, it's chemistry. It regulates your nervous system. It strengthens emotional bonding. It increases resilience under pressure. It makes success feel shared instead of lonely.
Pretty obvious, Briana Bass.
Totally agree with that 100%.
Yes, so
I hope that.
And it came from TikTok of all places.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah. But yet so difficult for us to practice. And Briana, here's the question for you. Not to put you on the spot, but just a curious anecdotal question. In a relationship between a man and a woman, when does the Madonna-Whore syndrome complex typically start to arrive? A couple of years, 3, 4 years, 5 years? Is it children? Is it through age? Is it kind of like we're going through a vanilla phase? Like what are the flags when Keith or John walk into your office and say,
let me take a stab at this. And I'm just curious if my hunch is correct.
Yeah.
You know, they get married, they feel good, they got energy, they're they're in one place of life. Then X amount of years, X is going to be different for everybody, I imagine. Now all of a sudden they're fucking fat, they're tired, they got too much to do, they're stressed out about their life that they've created for themselves, and neither one of them feel like they should be walking around fucking naked. And the whole thing, it's like someone just dumped a huge bucket of water on this once hot fire. And then have the confidence to get back into getting down, I think is probably, you know, I would think that's got to be the root of a lot of this. What do you think?
I would believe that. Briana?
I think that is the root of a lot of it. So I agree with what he said. The other thing I want to talk about is called the polarity collapse. So this is when I was talking at the beginning of the show about, you know, kind of these different sides, right? So there's a concept in relationship psychology called polarity, which is just basically the basic idea about desire being generated by difference, right? Yeah. So feminine versus masculine, which can be different for everybody. It doesn't matter. I'm just looking for differences, right? However you want to do it, but it just needs to be a little bit different. So in today's world, as we go on and operate as one unit, what are we doing? So not the unit that we were talking about where we're a team, like in the TikTok video, that's a different kind of unit. I'm talking about being co-managers of a household is making things sexually flat. I'm talking about things being incredibly functional. So when I say unit, I'm talking about in the sense of, you know, schedules and all the things, right? Shared logistics, and the conversations that we have become less deep, less complex, less spontaneous, right? So this is why couples report that they feel like roommates, or they just feel like they've lost the spice, the spark part of it, right? That polarity is missing. So whenever that collapse starts to happen is the answer to your question about when we start to kind of see what we're talking about today be the case. So that can be a month in, and that can be 2 years in.
Wow. I think there's a lot of guys still trying to figure this out. And I hope not, Johnny. John, I hope what I'm going to put on the table right now that most of the men listening have figured this out. But for those that haven't, I got to did you know? Did you? Guys, you'll just thank me later. Jimmy, run the clip.
Did you know the G-spot is not some mythical bullshit hiding in another dimension? It's a real erogenous zone on the front vaginal wall. And for a lot of women, it's tied into the internal clitoral network. So if you thought the clit was just the little external part, you're already behind.
That's why sensitivity can feel different from woman to woman. Same anatomy region, different wiring, different response, different intensity.
So no, there's no magic universal button. But pretending it's fake usually just means somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
The real lesson is simple. Anatomy matters, attention matters, and confidence without knowledge is just loud ignorance.
Learn the map before you act like an expert, brother. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
Expert tips from Anderson on this one?
Well, I think that one of the things that, although I don't know that I'd be taking sexual advice from a dude who looked like that in a it's hanging out of a fucking tank top, but you never know. But one thing I love he said is it's all different. I mean, there's no every female's anatomy is the buttons are all there, but they're a little different. They're different spots, and to I don't know. I guess I just like the fact that for men to understand that it's not just a one size fit all is the way to look at it.
This one, so I think we kind of grow up with this discussion and it doesn't exist. No, dude, you got to find the buttons. Spend some time talking to your wife, communicating with your wife, and I think this even runs back to Briana the topic, which is why you men are too terrified. Don't be terrified. Go talk to your wife, love your wife. Fuck your wife.
And if you're not believing, if you're not believing what people are telling you, you're probably fucking talking to the wrong people.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, don't talk to the fucking guy who just gave us the advice. Talk to the fucking guy who actually knows. Talk to a Briana type who has real information, not some fucking lard ass who tries to make himself look like a fucking baller when he has no clue.
And tactically, Briana, maybe you can offer a little advice on that as well within the confines of tactically, because it exists, men. We just got to work it, right? We just got to find it. We got to be connected, don't we?
Absolutely do your research, right? So that was completely true. Do your research in silence, in quiet, and in private. Don't tell her that you're doing your research. Go give it some YouTubes, give it some Reddits, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, yes.
And then what is hotter than anything, which is what John's alluded to a couple of times today, confidence. So in the bedroom, fake it. If you're like, I don't really know where this button is, I don't know, but this is what I saw on YouTube. Great. That's excellent. We don't need to talk about it. Go in with confidence and own it. And she will be so impressed. And I bet you get some feedback from her live in the moment.
I love it.
Briana, funny, it's kind of a funny story, but absolutely true. This is before YouTube, right? So, and I think Keith actually had mentioned he remembers something similar to this. It was a porn in college. We used to watch all sorts of porn. Right. It was like it was like a Tuesday porn night. Somebody would get a video and we would all gather and, 25 fucking sweaty guys in a room watching this. It was pretty silly thinking back. But either way, I remember this vividly. Seymour Butts. Yes. And he was basically demonstrating how to make a woman squirt.
Yes. I remember.
And I'd heard about this, but I'd never seen it.
Yes.
And I watched him do it at one night to multiple girls. And I was like, holy shit. This thing actually does exist. But I remember that was what tripped my mind. And okay, I need to learn more about this. So however you discover the fact that you got to get more information, I suppose it all works, huh?
Yeah, Briana. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know about the 25 dudes sitting in a room watching Seymour Butts. That to me, I'm a little bit disconnected from.
Well, but see, the difference was in my circles, we weren't holding on to each other's scrotums during a gathering.
I will say this though, Briana, and close your ears. But growing up with the era of that I grew, and Keith and Johnny grew up with, the magazines in the bathrooms and the freely available VHS tapes, I certainly learned a lot about what I enjoy, which is sex and love and doing all the stuff with in the bedroom. So that was a good thing. And it was a good thing for me. And it's not a problem now, but it was a good thing back then. I'll just say that, Briana Bass. It was good. Good way to teach. Good way to learn. Yes. Yeah. Johnny, you'll laugh this, man. Matty Roof put a guy on our table here who might be joining the network. You'll love this. So I see his website and his email address, Johnny. And here's what did it for me. SeymourButts.@gmail.com. Okay, this guy is perfect for us if he's going to have an email address with Seymour Butts. Hey, Briana, as a young child growing up, I wonder if this was in your neighborhood. Johnny, did you have this gum chewing? Did you go to that?
I remember Big League Chew. I do.
Yes, me too. Briana, you?
Yeah, it wasn't as popular with the girls, but absolutely it was everywhere.
Can you even get that stuff these days? I don't know. Can you find it in Florida, Briana? Go find me some Big Chew.
I think you can find anything in Florida.
Oh, hey, Briana, John, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go.
Did you just invent a transformer that turns into a pee funnel in your car?
It's a blue accordion urinal. Pops open like a sad party favor, then collapses into the door pocket like it's ashamed.
30 seconds of watch me expand content.
Sir, That's not an ad. That's a weird little origin story. Imagine explaining that to a cop. No, officer, I'm not drunk. I'm innovating. He's wheezing like a stressed out slinky. Also, where's the cleanup plan? Because if that thing fails, your Honda becomes a biological crime scene. Hey, John, is this the future of road trips or the beginning of the great portable urinal wars? Because I've got questions and a lot of fear.
You guys on the highway. I love
that was fucking great. We're having a conversation as we drive down the road.
I love
very practical. Very practical.
No, Briana, I've spent enough time with Anderson. I know that sometimes, you know, we got to go. We're men. We got pee breaks. We're aging. And John, I know Terry drives. You guys head to Mexico all the time. I thought this could be a product we could adopt. You can put your name on it, maybe, Anderson. It could be perfect for you.
Dude, what is wrong with you? I pull the car over and I take a piss on the side of the road if I need to go that bad. You know, especially in California. I mean, shit, you could try and take a dump on the side of the road and nobody could get you in trouble anymore.
This invention. So I've when I was climbing Kilimanjaro, I had to pee in Nathan cups, but I saw this like, oh, that's actually smart, but I don't think I'd be
it's actually not. I mean, there's no question there's a need for that, but yeah. I mean, I guess it would be
just pull over and piss outside of like why are you carrying piss in your car with you? Just pull over.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is it? I would think, okay, I would want that to be disposable.
Yes.
I don't want to fucking clean that out, put that back in my fucking car. That's nasty as hell.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
But I guess, as he said, your Honda will be. I guess if you got a Honda, it doesn't matter.
I had a segue there, but I won't segue from that one. Nasty as hell. Briana, what are you doing in Florida today? Do you have conferences? You got meetings? What are you doing? Are you on the beach or what are you doing in Florida?
It's a mix of all of it, honestly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I forgot where normally is home. Where are you normally joining us from?
Dallas.
I was in Texas. I just couldn't remember exactly where. Okay, right on.
Dallas.
Hey, here's something funny for you to leave with. I found a guy in Memphis. So this is ridiculous. Hold on. So this guy is arrested. So let me tell you why he was arrested, though. I just got to get my notes quickly here. So this dude here was arrested because he was trying to trade his wife, Briana, for a used boat and $400 plus a little something to sweeten the deal. Yeah, 54-year-old Memphis man wandered into Bass Pro Shops on Tuesday and attempted to negotiate what he confidently described as a fair market trade with his wife of 23 years. Got arrested.
What did the wife say?
It doesn't say.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, how is, I mean, first off, he was serious enough to get arrested.
Yeah. So she was sitting in the truck outside, completely unaware she had been bundled into a clearance deal. And then along the way, she's filed for divorce, went to the cops, and a bunch of craziness.
Yeah. He is not the model of what to do. He is not what to do.
He's not. It's just people, man.
I mean, you would think, but he looks like, I mean, when I say normal, like not a Down syndromes, but I mean, you think a person that did that would be like really fucking off their rocker. Forgive when I said I see Briana covered her face. That's just me kind of spitting out what comes across the brain. By no means, you'll find it. It's like I've used words, but they're all in just illustration.
That's exactly it. Keith, John, and Briana this morning on Mornings in Alive with Keith, John, and Friends. Briana Bass joining us every Tuesday for a No Safe Words. What a great segment today. Talking about why you're too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. I guess really just the closing segment, Briana, is talk to your wife. And you said it best. She probably wants more than what you think, right? Like basically you're saying she wants more than what you think, man. Fair to say?
You're underestimating her. And don't be overly timid. I mean, respectful, of course, but
yes.
If you even get feedback that supports that, she isn't into maybe other things, you're still probably underestimating her. These parts of us get very buried.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about somebody who it's been a lot of years or have had kids and see themselves as a different version of before versus after, you're going to have to unearth that. These things are intentional, but communicate with your wife. But the other part I said was also don't, go do your research, listen to conversations like this, and then you lead the charge and take ownership, not aggression. Aggression is not ownership. Take ownership in the bedroom and absolutely lead the way, and she will respond.
Awesome. What a great segment, Briana Bass. Johnny, close words for you.
This was a good one. Yeah. There's Tuesdays are a great day. I think this is our highest watch day too, in terms of like overall. Yes. Isn't that correct?
100%. Yeah. With engagement from the community and people who watch this, certainly is, we certainly have a lot of action with this segment with Briana. Yeah. And this was a good topic, man. I was excited with this because this is interesting to me. And I noticed, Johnny, sex is important to us and it's an important part of our show. And Briana, you were I got to say, man, you're so graceful with the way you communicate with us and you're so graceful with the way that you explain. I'm so grateful that we have you on the team. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Been a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, you've added. I know you and I were talking offline last week, and you've added a layer to the show that I know everybody really appreciates, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Well, and thank you to people for good feedback, because if you didn't step up and communicate those things, we wouldn't know. So then we wouldn't be delivering it continuously. Yeah. So it makes a difference.
That's it. Hey, quickly before you guys go, I don't know what's going on with just, I guess it's attention. So Bad Bunny was in the news a couple months ago at the Super Bowl, last night the Met Gala. Get this, just quickly, Jim, throw this on the screen here. So the dude aged himself 85 years old to show up at the Met Gala last night, some big awards in New York City. Check this out. That's how he walked into this thing last night. It's like, hey, I want to be 85. It's like a thing. I'm not sure why, probably just to get attention so we can talk about it. I'm suspecting that's exactly why. So there you go. Bad Bunny dressed as an 85-year-old man going to an award ceremony. He's still pretty handsome, Briana.
Yeah.
I think that's how we end the segment with Briana, Johnny. Briana, go have a good day in Florida, okay?
Bye, boys.
Good to see you, Briana. See you next week.
Yeah, Briana's out of here. I love it. A lot of fun, Johnny. Good conversation, man. Good conversation.
Yeah,
good. I know you enjoyed that too. Yeah,
that was really good. Yeah, I'm stoked her connection stayed in. When she said her connection may have gone south, I was like, oh, that's a bummer, but it was perfect.
I agree. What's going on today in your world? Dude, I had a great fucking leg workout today, man. I crushed legs today. I woke up and said I wanted to do a heavy lift, and I just got into the squat rack today. I was fucking pounding some big compounds, man. Big deads and big squats just for a good 45 minutes. Loved it. True story. Just basic shit. Lifting something heavy and putting it down, actually. That was it, man.
Basic is always the best, baby.
Yeah. What do you got going on today, pal?
Let's see here. I've got my meeting with Ben Rad for this.
Yeah.
I got my team meetings, well, nap, then team meetings, and then probably take. I can definitely tell I'm in need of a little bit more rest. So I'll probably take. I don't know if I'll take another nap. I may try, but I'm going to take a little downtime in the middle of the day.
Nice.
Guests are gone, so I'm.
Yes.
Yeah. Recouping.
I love it. Well, dude, you have yourself an awesome day. Enjoy your nap. Enjoy your day with enjoy the time with Ben here in a little bit, and I'll catch up with you in less than 22 hours again, where we call it Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John.
Have a good loop, my brother.
You have a good loop, my brother. Johnny's out of here. Good morning, everybody. What a shaking nation. We're gonna do a little bit of a morning focus. Our morning monologue we like to drop every single time around this time. Hey, coming up in 20 minutes. We're actually gonna duck out of here a little bit early this morning. No Maya Reyes, no Maya's over there. Yeah, Maya and Sophia are all over there with Camille and Julian and I think Diane is what their names are. We hired a whole group of people for a brand new show we're dropping. It's called Thoughts and Coffee with Sarah Barnes Humphrey, dropping in about 20 minutes here on the network. And it's a supply chain show. So if any guys are into the supply chain industry, you might want to check that out. Coming up in about 20 minutes. So we're going to duck out of here in less than 20. Yep, we're going to do a monologue. I got a monologue this morning. Today's monologue is something I got to pull it up here. Something I was working on yesterday, and it has to do with us, you, me, and Dr. Muhammad and Johnny and all of you guys tuning in this morning. We're calling it Gen X, you, me. Well, guys, guess what? We were built for this moment, and this moment's going to start in 52 seconds.
We keep calling this a new world. It's just speed, and speed exposes what was always fragile. Gen X isn't behind. We're trained. We've already lived through the feeling of losing the map. We act like tools are the threat. Comfort is. We hide in, I'm too old for this, because it lets us stay untouched. Drifting isn't neutral. It costs respect. Our kids don't copy our speeches. They copy our standards. The move isn't to chase relevance, it's to choose responsibility. We don't need applause, we need a direction. This moment doesn't require hype, it requires judgment. We've earned that the hard way, and we're done playing small. Keith's gonna say it straight. Gen X wasn't skipped, we were forged. If we lead now, the whole room steadies.
So I got something for you guys today that sounds a little bit like this. You know, we were built for this moment. All of us tuning into the show here today. And what I think is missing for most people who sit back outside of our generation, just gonna grab some notes here, is that what people are missing is this. We, men, women, all of us in the generation that we call X, we are not behind. Nope, period. We are not behind. We're not even outdated. And I would even argue that we're not the generation that got skipped. We might be the only generation that actually built for this moment. When you look back at history, we might be the only generation that's built for the moment we are living in today. You heard how I kicked off the show, all this crazy uncertainty happening in the world. Well, listen, here's the reality. All of you, we have lived through every version of the modern world. Charlie, Sullivan, Petro, listen to what I'm going to say. We grew up in analog. We adopted digital. We remember life before the internet. We remember answering machines, landlines, riding bikes until the streetlights came on. We actually even remember when nobody knew you were every second of the day. Remember that? It's like, hey, I wonder where John is. I don't know. I don't know where he is. I haven't talked to him in a while. Why? We even remember boredom, actual boredom. Not, fuck, I'm bored because my Wi-Fi is slow right now. No, actual, real boredom. The kind where you had to go outside or go somewhere to figure something out. Go make something, go break something, go blow some shit up. Go play with your dinky cars and pretend you're doing some kind of racetrack outside. Go fix something. Go talk to someone as a human being. Maybe even disappear for a few hours and come back when you were hungry. That was the childhood, man, that we all grew up with. I know, you know, we all did it together. Then, remember? The world changed. Yep. Remember this? Computers showed up. Oh, internet showed up. AOL CD showed up in the inbox. Email. Cell phones. I was one of the guys up here in Manitoba launching these networks. And then I was one of the guys that launched social media. And then smartphones showed up. And then streaming showed up. And yes, we have been a part of it the entire thing. And then, oh, hey, remember remote work? Yep. It showed up too. And then what happened? AI. Here now. And every time the world changed, guess what, to my Gen X friends? We adapted. Yeah, we did. No manual. No onboarding. Nope, none of that. No one gently explaining the transition, making sure our feelings are fine, and that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Nope, just figure it out. Charlie, figure it out. How do I use the fax machine? I don't know. Just put the paper in there, dial up, see what happens. Just figure it out. That's us, man. That's Gen X. We were not raised with constant supervision. No, I was babysitting my brother and sister at 11. We were not raised with every feeling validated in real time, getting an award for everything. Our parents weren't tracking us nonstop. We were not raised with trophies for showing up. We were raised in, well, the gap. Yeah, like my teeth gap. The old world behind us, the new world in front of us. And somehow, along the way, we, you, I, us, we became the bridge. We did. And that matters because right now, the world that we are living in is entering another massive shift. And I know as I put this out there, I sound like the old fogey dogie, but it's true. The world is entering a massive shift, culturally, politically, all of it. AI, media, trust, institutions, culture, politics, families, money, tech, everything we touch is changing. And everyone around us is trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I know what's going on. You know what's going on because you know who understands the feeling. You, Gen X, because that has been our entire life. We have been adapting since we were children. We watched the old rules disappear. The careers change. The industries get eaten by software. The internet go from weird to mandatory, from fun on social media to toxic and unavoidable. Yeah, think about it. We watch music go from records to tapes to CDs to Napster to iTunes to Spotify to now live streaming nonstop. Television going from 3 channels to cable to YouTube streaming everything. Think about it, you guys. We watched everything become faster in real time with our own eyes. And somehow, what did we do? We kept moving along the way. And guys, that's not weakness. That is training. And this is why I get frustrated when I hear people talk about Gen X. Like we were just some ignored middle generation. I think actually that could not be further from the truth. Like we were the forgotten ones, like the Lost Boys. Remember the Lost Boys? Like we were stuck between the boomers and the millennials. Like our whole identity is being overlooked. And maybe that's true, but maybe being overlooked made us dangerous. And maybe that's not something people are talking about. Because we were never, ever the precious generation. We were never the headline generation. No, we were too busy reading them. And we were never treated like the main character. No. So what did we do? We learned how to operate our lives, the lives around us without what? Without the awards, without the applause. We learned how to figure things out. We learned how to be skeptical. Petro, we learned how to smell the bullshit out there. And along the way, we learned how to live without needing every opinion rewarded for affirmation or, worse yet, attention. And that might be exactly what this moment needs for all of us today. Because here's what I think. The world doesn't need any more people performing certainty. No, I don't think so. The world needs more adults, actual adults like you and I. People who can hold contradiction in a space. People who know that life is not clean. People who understand that 2 things can be true at the same time. Yes, I said it. 2 things can be true at the same time. And you might only believe one of them. Because you can be strong and tired. You can be successful and lost. You can love your family and still feel lonely. You can love your wife and fuck your wife at the same time. You can be grateful and still want more. And hey, guess what? You can also be proud of what you built and still wonder what comes next around the corner. That, my friends, that right there, that is the zone that we are in. That is the Gen X zone. Because men, women, all of you, like you and I, me, you, in this era, we live in the messy middle. We always have. Frankly, we always will. Because we were the kids before the internet and adults inside the algorithm. Yeah, I'll say it again. We were the kids before the internet and we are the adults inside the algorithm. We were raised by one world and now think about it. Look around. We're responsible for another. And that responsibility we carry is heavy because a lot of men like you and I are carrying more than we want to admit. Carrying parents who are aging, kids who are growing up in a world that they barely recognize. Marriages needing attention, careers needing reinvention, bodies like yours and mine that do not recover like they used to. And we haven't even talked about the money pressure, the health pressure, the identity pressure, and this quiet question that I know you have underneath all of it. Just like I do. Am I still becoming someone? Or am I at a point in my life or am I at a point in my life where I'm just managing decline? And that is the question. That is the real fucking question. And I think a lot of men who are afraid to say it out loud because they're scared to say it out loud. Because the culture that we live in today gives us 2 terrible options. You want to hear them? One, you're still young. Pretend it. Pretend you're still young. Petro, pretend you're still young. Good time. Or the other option is not much better. Accept that you are fading. And you know what? I, Keith Billis, host Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, who gets up every single fucking day to do this show, to lead this community, to build this business, to over there. I reject both. I don't want to pretend that I'm still young, and I will not accept that I am fading. I will reject both of those terms completely, because I am not here to cosplay youth, and I'm not here to quietly disappear. As a matter of fact, the opposite. I'm here to lead the second half of my life differently, like I hope you will as well, with more honesty, with more taste, more scars that I'm proud of, more perspective, more urgency, because I can't buy the time back that I have lost. Because at this age, you start to understand something younger people do not understand that just yet. Time. Those 4 letters that make up that powerful, powerful word that we call time. Time is real. Energy. The energy around us is not infinite. Your health, my health, our collective health, not guaranteed. Our relationships, they need the tending. The success that we have can be empty if you're not careful. And if you keep postponing your real life, men, eventually, that time you thought you had, you are going to run out of runway. That truth hurts. And that is not depressing by the any. No, if anything, it's clarifying. And I'll tell you right now, there is power in that statement. Because there is power. There is power in realizing you do not have forever. And there is power in realizing you are not 28 anymore. And there's power in realizing you have already survived many things you didn't think you would survive. And you know what? There's power in realizing you have less interest in pretending. That is why, to all my friends out there in the generation that we call X, this is why this generation matters right now. Because the world is entering an era where people are going to need judgment, not just information, but judgment. The AI around us will give us the answers, but it cannot give you the lived experiences. It cannot give you the taste earned through failure. It cannot give you pattern recognition from 30 years of work, marriage, parenting, loss, risk, reinvention, and getting back up after life kicks you in the ass, kicks you in the teeth. Because men, that is human capital. That is earned wisdom. That is us. That is Generation X. And if we waste it, that is on us. And if we sit back and let ourselves become invisible, that is on us. And if we let the internet convince us that relevance belongs only to the young, that is on us. And if we quietly complain about the world changing like a bunch of old fogies, but refuse to build anything inside the new world, that is on us. And like you, I am not interested in that. I am not interested in Gen X becoming bitter spectators. No. So men, this is our time to step forward. That is the call. Because our generation was not skipped, was not prepared. I'm sorry. Our generation was not skipped. Our generation was prepared by everything we were raised with, the neglect, the boredom, the change, the disappointment, the reinvention, the being underestimated along the way. And now the world is unstable again. And you know what? That's good, because we have been here before. We know this terrain. The different tools, the different stakes, the different decades, the same muscle. So what are we going to do, men? We're going to adapt. We're going to question. We're going to build. We're going to lead. And we're going to laugh at the absurdity of everything around us. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to take care of our people. We're going to tell the truth, and we're going to keep moving. Because that is us. That is the generation that we call X. And if you ask me, this is not the generation that got forgotten. No. This is the generation that is about to remind everyone. That is about to remind everyone why it was built in the first place, that we call Generation X.
Chief just gave us the frame. We've been training for change our whole lives. Now we use it. We're not asking to stay young. We're asking to stay responsible. Different tools, same muscle. So we don't drift and call it normal. We adapt, we question, we build, and we lead. That's the assignment.
Why you're too terrified to be filthy with your own wife. That was the big topic today with myself, John Anderson, and Briana Bass. Great conversation. We got into the uncomfortable truth behind why a lot of men become too careful, too polite, and too terrified of judgment inside their own marriage. I just want to love my wife. No, maybe you want to be respectful, but sometimes you can get naughty in the bedroom. How passion dies when everything becomes permission-based. Why men outsource fantasy to porn instead of bringing honesty home. The Madonna-Whore Complex, the duty theft, the duty sex, the emotional shift. We had that conversation with Briana Bass today on the show. If your wife has become your manager, your roommate, or even your co-parent, it's time to have a conversation. Yep, true story. And no, asking for that quarterly performance review, probably not going to work at all. We also had a wonderful, wonderful chat with a guy we called Dr. Muhammad Ali Rafai. We talked about he was a wrongly accused psychiatrist, fought the case, acquitted, now suing the Department of Justice. That is an interesting conversation that I would invite you to go back and listen to. We had that conversation today on Center Stage. Myself, John Anderson, and of course, Sophia Grant. Tomorrow, we're going to be back with another big show. Yes, we are, baby. No doctor. David M. Porterfield, the NASA scientist who figured out how to grow mushrooms in space and why it could save humanity. I'm loving it. We are finding interesting folks around the planet. And tomorrow, we got a guy named David M. Porterfield. Yep. Planting micro mushrooms in space. Yep, coming up tomorrow on the big show we call Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. I got to get the hell out of here. Why? Because in 4 minutes, Thoughts and Coffee, Sarah Barnes-Humphrey, coming up on the network. So guys, like the show, subscribe to it, share it with somebody who needs better mornings, better conversations, or a serious intervention with their snooze button. Nation, we'll see you in less than 22 hours. Where? Right here, live, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, David Porterfield, and friends. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Nation.